Ooh, I want to get back in this, back in the swing of streaming every day. 'Cause I do it. Honestly, I've come too far to give up now.
So be it. The sacrament now go in.
I talked to the sculptor. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you.
My own, in a heavenly struggle of monumental virtue and mute joy.
Oh, dude, I mean, yeah, it's been like a year, 2 years since I talked to you last. Yeah.
The figure of...
I mean, it's about as well as I can be. Okay.
May the...
The fuck did you do to go to jail for like 2 years? That sucks that happened to you. Oh, that's fucked up. I just figured you just stopped, caring. Yeah, streaming's going pretty well. My channel is bigger than it's ever been now. I'm at 400 subs. Closing in on the last to 500 to meet partner status. I've got 300,000 people. Well, it sucks that happened to you. Yeah, it just came out a few months ago. Hasn't been out that long. A few months ago. I'm looking for something that's supposed to be around here. Just a much better game in every way, honestly. I thought Blasphemous 1 was... Yeah, definitely. I thought Blasphemous 1 was good, but rough around the edges. I think Blasphemous 2 is just, in every conceivable way, much better. Like, it's a massive leap. The world is much better designed. It's a true Metroidvania. You didn't really get stuff that altered your moveset in the original game, so a lot of people argued that it wasn't a proper Metroidvania. You got, like, relics that let you, like, go into poison and stuff, but no, like, actual new abilities. You get new abilities in this game. You have 3 weapons instead of 1, and each one has a skill tree. And each one is about twice as packed as the Mea Culpa was in the first game, so you have, like, about 6 times as many moves and stuff at your arsenal. So, and you can swap between them at will. There's, like, new systems. It's pretty much everything you hope a sequel would be. I recently went through and beat the first game, and I'm going through this. I'm pretty early in the game. Yeah, a lot of stuff's come out in the past couple of years. 2023 in particular was just like a hugely jam-packed year for gaming, honestly. Ridiculously jam-packed. Yeah, it's great. I have like a love-hate relationship for it. It does a lot of good stuff. I really love the sky stuff, and like the building and stuff like that. But then I also, I just like the problems, any of the issues I had. I really wanted them to fix the weapon durability. I understand like it's designed that way, but it's just I hate the system. Like, the entire point of being an RPG is the accumulation of stuff. I have no problem with weapons having limited durability. Let me fucking repair them. Like, if they just let you repair them, it wouldn't be a problem. It wouldn't bother me, like, at all, ever. There we go, boom. But yeah, it's a great game. Final Fantasy 16 came out. Thought that was fucking incredible. Honestly, one of my favorite Final Fantasy games, period. Yeah, and I gotta backtrack. Shit. Jedi Survivor came out. and it had some issues at launch. But it's absolutely my favorite Star Wars game ever, and what everything I pretty much hoped it would be. Oh yeah, no, Dragon's Dogma 2 is great, but it's one of the situations where it's pretty much exactly what you think it's gonna be. Oh yeah, no, it's good. Jedi Survivor is fucking great. But it's like, I really liked Fallen Order. I enjoyed Fallen Order immensely. But you could tell that Fallen Order was really rough around the edges. Because they were a studio that had never done a third-person game, had never done an RPG, had never done an open game. They literally had done first-person linear shooters. So you could tell there's a lot of growing pains. But I'm like, I can't wait for the sequel to this, because I feel like they're really going to take it and get it right, and that's exactly what Jedi Survivor did. It's just fucking orders of magnitudes better than Fallen Order. And the best part about Jedi Survivor, besides all the improvements to the movement, the fighting, is that you keep everything that you had at the end of Jedi Fallen Order. Everything. Okay? So there's not like a moment where you're depowered or you lose everything or some shit. You literally start off with everything that you had at the end of Fallen Order, and then progressively accumulate more on top of that. So it's like literally you're building your arsenal across the entire 2 games. Like you had to unlock the dual lightsaber stance, the twin blade. You start out with that, and then you get 3 more lightsaber stances, actual twin blades, like dual wielding, lightsaber and blaster combo, and then the crossguard hilt. Yeah. I'm excited for that as well. Whenever that's going to come out, we have no idea yet, so. It looks good, but it's hard for me to get excited about it when it's like a release date to be announced. Like, we have no fucking clue. So, they also, just, I think it was last week, announced Darksiders 4, which I'm really excited about. Yeah, I've got to take the long way around. Of course I do. Oh well. I'm a really big fan of Darksiders. Played all the games. And Darksiders 3 came out. And it was a miracle that Darksiders 3 came out because, it was after the shutdown of THQ. And it was thought it was going to be game over. But Darksiders 3 didn't sell incredibly well. So a lot of people were worried that, it was going to do really badly. Or there wouldn't be any more, basically. But apparently it did sell well enough to make a sequel, so that's the important part. But there was literally, I think Darksiders 3 came out in 2019, so it's literally been 6 years. No, I'm sorry, 5 years, my bad. With no word, so it just, when the sales of Darksiders 3 weren't amazing, and then you just don't hear from it, it seemed like, okay, it looks like they're not going to do Darksiders 4. So just the fact that it's coming is great. It's also just kind of one of those things where, the people who had problems with Darksiders 3 didn't manage their expectations. Namely, people bitched that, Darksiders 3 graphics didn't look as much of a jump up from Darksiders 2, even though it was, a generation later. But it made sense. Darksiders 3 still did look a lot better. It just, it didn't look like oh my god, this looks so much better than Darksiders 2. And the reason for that is really simple. Darksiders 2 was THQ's most expensive game ever. They were really hoping that it would become their next main series, and they would. Yeah, I'm tongue-tied, I apologize. They hoped that it would become their next main series and be a massive seller. So Darksiders 2 was the most expensive game that THQ ever did, even more than Saints Row or Red Faction Guerrilla. So they had a substantial budget behind it. Darksiders 3 had a substantially smaller budget, so it wasn't gonna look as good in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it did look better because it was going from PS3 to PS4, but it didn't look as much better as people would like, if that makes sense. But that's because people weren't managing their expectations. Like, it's a fucking miracle that Darksiders 3 even existed at all. Like, it almost didn't. So, you know, people were expecting it to have the same cutting-edge graphics that Darksiders 2 did. It's not gonna. It's made on like a tenth of the budget. So, you know, but like if you manage your expectations, Darksiders 3 looked great. It just, you know, wasn't cutting edge like Darksiders 2, but it didn't have Darksiders 2 money. So, you know, and then we got Darksiders Genesis, which is fine. I played it, a little bit of it. I think it's okay. It's still a spin-off. It's not like a main Darksiders game. So I'm glad that they finally announced a Darksiders 4. But then, you know, the main problem is, like, they announced it and people are like, well, we can just skip to the game where they all get together, right? No, we can't. We can't do that. We're not going to do that. God, I hope not. We don't even know. We don't even know anything about it yet. They just literally announced Darksiders 4, and that's it. And they said, more coming soon. So they're probably going to have like a special press event for it. We literally just know it exists. We don't know even who's the star. I hope it's Strife. But you have a lot of people who are like, well, can we just get to the big one with the, you know, the battle against the devil and all four of them? No, we can't. Okay? They had a plan. Do 4 games. Yeah, it does actually look good. Do 4 games with one with each member of the Brotherhood or the Horsemen, and then do the 5th one where they all come together. Okay, so like people are like, can we just skip that? No, we can't skip that. Like it's like we're 3 games in to a 4 game plan, and you want to skip the last step. Strife deserves his own fucking game. It's like, literally, it's like they've come like 75% of the way. They need to just finish it and do it the way they planned. Like, I understand that people, like, they want to see the resolution of the storyline, but I'm saying they had a plan from the very beginning to do 4, you know, introducing games, and they have like a 5th Avengers-style thing. That is the plan they followed. 1, 2, 3. They're doing 4. They need to stick to that. I think that skipping Strife's game would just be fucking stupid. And yeah, he was in Genesis, but it's a spinoff, and it's not properly focused around Strife. It's like both War and Strife. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing. So, you know, and on top of that, people need to manage their expectations, right? Because Darksiders 3 sold well enough to make a profit, which is why we're getting Darksiders 4 apparently. But Darksiders 3 didn't sell amazingly fucking well. None of the Darksiders games have sold super well, okay? Darksiders 2 is actually a financial flop. It sold, I think, 3 million copies, but they were expecting it to be like the best-selling THQ game because it was the biggest THQ game ever. It didn't, okay? And Darksiders 1, I think, sold like 1 million. Like, the series, even at its peak, never had like fucking crazy numbers, okay? And now it's THQ. They're an independent kind of middle developer, and I like that. I like that THQ Nordic is a middle developer. They don't I'm trying to put it in a certain way. They're middle tier. They're not indie, but they're not big. But that's allowed THQ Nordic to basically do whatever the fuck they want to do. I'm sure they could have like merged with another company. They decided to stay independent because they didn't want what happened to THQ to happen to them, where big corporate shutdown. Okay, so they'll probably have a bigger budget for Darksiders 4, but it's not going to be much bigger than Darksiders 3. Like, Darksiders 3 made enough, sold enough to recoup their money and then some. They made a small profit. They're not, you know what I'm saying? It's not like Darksiders 3 was a fucking huge success and now we have a shit ton of money for Darksiders 4. They're gonna have about the same budget for Darksiders 4, okay? So, like, people were already bitching that the budget for Darksiders 3 was too small, that it wasn't as much of a jump from Darksiders 2 as they wanted graphically. What do they think is gonna happen with Darksiders 5 that's supposed to have all fucking 4 of them, okay? Like, honestly, I'm legitimately wondering how they're gonna pull that off, okay? Because they've already built up each horseman, with, you know, hopefully Fury will be in 4, with their own unique style of gameplay. So then, including all 4 of them in one massive game and making so you can play either of them, any one of them, or play co-op, play 4-player co-op, but in single player you can play any of them, sounds like a fucking nightmare to design. Yeah, it did need a better marketing campaign. Once again, you know, they had only so much money. It was like it had like a tenth of the budget. Like maybe $10 million compared to the $50 million that Darksiders 2 had. And this was like in 2019 when, you know, money was much tighter and games were more expensive. When they initially did the plan, 4 games and then a 5th one, that's when they had THQ money, like big money, okay? Even if you had a lot of money, like a lot of money, pulling off Darksiders 5 would be fucking ridiculously ambitious. Like I said, they spent all these games building up the Horsemen with a completely unique style of gameplay and different movesets. To the point where, you know, like the difference, like each Darksiders game is wildly different. 1, 2, and 3. So, and then 4, obviously, if they're going to do 4, it's going to be more like a shooter or have, you know, gun elements. I'm sure they're not going to get rid of melee combat, but it's going to be much more run and gun focused. Obviously, with Strife having the, you know, focus on guns. So, like, even if they had a lot of money, Darksiders 5 was crazy ambitious. We're going to have, you know, all 4 horsemen playable, all 4 playstyles, and we're going to have 4-player co-op for the whole fucking game, but it's going to be a story-focused game. It's not going to be like Diablo, okay? Already crazy ambitious. Yeah. Yeah. It is really dated graphically. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I don't really have a problem. It is just rough around the edges. It's a good game. I don't regret buying it, but you can tell that Team Ninja is stepping out of their wheelhouse. So, but like with Rise of the Ronin, it's intended to be like you're going to be doing multiple games. Like they've literally set Rise of the Ronin up for multiple sequels, or at least games set in the same time period. Bakumatsu. So, it is, you know, admittedly rough around the edges. It's not a perfect game by any means. It does feel dated. So, but I enjoyed Rise of the Ronin, and it has some really great moments, and the combat's really great, so. Here we go, boom. And I had originally thought that it was going to be a lot like Neo, but an open, or Neo, however you want to say it, Neo. Going to be an open world. It's not really what it is. It definitely has elements of Neo, but it's very much its own thing. You know what I mean? It's not just open world Neo. So, you know, it really just depends. In terms of gameplay, probably. In terms of like, well, okay, let me clarify that. In terms of gameplay, fighting, yes, it is, okay? It's Team Ninja doing what they do best, okay? And it's like Neho if there was like 20 stances instead of 3. And ridiculously more types of weapons. So yeah, like, the combat in Rise of the Ronin is fucking impeccable. But in terms of world, story, characterization, not at all. That's where it falls short. Unfortunately, one of the like Achilles heel of Team Ninja has always been their stories, and Rise of the Ronin is no different. The story can be really kind of flimsy and not that great. And in terms of like the world design and the world map and stuff, Ghost of Tsushima easily clears it. You know? But in all fairness, comparing it, people who are comparing the two, it's just not a fair comparison, man. Like, once again, I know everybody wanted to compare Ghost of Tsushima to Rise of the Ronin because, like, oh, it's a Japanese samurai game. But, and people got the wrong impression. Like, they saw it as a PS5 exclusive, and they thought, oh, that means it's a Sony-funded game. Could not be further from the truth. It's fucking Koei Tecmo, okay? Which I've got no problem with Koei Tecmo, but, when you compare Ghost of Tsushima to Rise of the Ronin on a budget scale, it's just not even like a fair comparison. Or any Sony first party exclusive. Like, that's the problem why I think like a lot of people dislike Rise of the Ronin. They were expecting it as a Sony exclusive to be like a Sony made game. Like Last of Us, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima. It's not. Yeah, I've seen. I haven't played Way of the Samurai, but I've seen it. It definitely looks fine. Looks good. You know, like I said, I've never gotten around to playing it. Same as Warriors of Orochi, I think, or Orochi, something like that. I need to play that eventually one of these days. But you know, like I said, so. People were expecting it to look as good, if not better, than Ghost of Tsushima. And they were expecting it to be a big budget game. Like, they saw Sony exclusive, and they thought, yeah, where's Orochi? Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of Musou games. I don't like Dynasty Warriors or stuff like that. So, I had a friend that really liked those games. He played Warriors of Orochi 3, I think, like a lot, like constantly. Every time I saw him, he had like a whole like year period where he played it. You know, it's fine. I'm not a big fan of games like that, honestly. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But so yeah, people were just expecting Rise of the Ronin to be on par with Sony first party games. And I think that was a mistake on Sony's marketing. They didn't make that distinction, and they should have. You know what I'm saying? Like this, you know what I mean? It's not like Ghost of Tsushima had one of the biggest budgets in gaming. It was a really, really fucking high budget game. Like, easily $200 million spent on it. So it's up there with like some of like the Spider-Man budget, and no fucking Koei Tecmo game was gonna have anywhere near approaching Ghost of Tsushima money. It wouldn't. You know what I mean? Or any like Sony first-party game. Like Forbidden West was like $200 million. Spider-Man 2 was like $300 million. Although literally, in that case, Spider-Man literally 2018, the best-selling Sony PS4 game. Period. Sold over 20 million copies. I think like 25 million now. So, you know, they, I think, pound for pound, that's Sony's most expensive game, Spider-Man 2. But literally, because it was the sequel to their best-selling game on PS4 ever. So, makes sense. And literally, Spider-Man 2, back in March, has already sold 11 million copies. The game, it has already recouped the budget in like 3 times. So, people are like, oh my god, I can't believe they spent so much money on Spider-Man. It's fucking Spider-Man. They're gonna make that money back, and they did. Like people are like, oh my god, it's like 300 million. Like, they made $1 billion at launch. They're good. And if you like, look at Spider-Man 2018, Spider-Man Miles Morales, they kept selling. They're still selling. I mean, I can see that, but I actually really like Spider-Man 2. I think Spider-Man 2 is actually pretty much everything I wanted to be from a sequel. And then some. Like, everything that Spider-Man 2... Everything that Spider-Man did, Spider-Man 2 did 10 times better. And all the problems that I have with Spider-Man 2018, they were fixed. Like, I platinumed Spider-Man 2. I platinumed all of them, actually. I have, like, very little problems with Spider-Man 2. Like, it is almost like a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. Like, the only problems that I have with Spider-Man 2 were, like, fucking super tiny nitpicks. So, like, I mean, co-op would have been cool, but, like, personally, yeah, no, like, definitely. 2 completely fixes that. Okay? They could have made, Spider-Man 2 twice the size. It is not, okay? Spider-Man 2 is about the same size and the same length as Spider-Man 2018. But they packed it full of twice as much shit and more characters, okay? So you have Miles and Peter, and then you have symbiote abilities for Peter, okay? So it completely gets rid of their repetition. So yeah, like 100%. That was the main problem most people have with Spider-Man 2018, is they thought it was too repetitive. So when they made Spider-Man 2, they're like, well, instead of making it twice as big in terms of content, you know, like length, like, let's keep it the same size, but fill it with way more shit so it's more varied. So yeah, completely fixed. You will almost never do the same thing twice in Spider-Man 2. So... And at first people bitched about it, they're like, oh my god, it's the same size first game. That wound up being like the right choice. So it's like, instead of making this twice as long and bloated, we're gonna literally make this twice as filled with content. And that's like literally what they did. So, yeah. And fixed it. Well, you know what I mean. Like, I like Spider-Man a lot. You know, that makes it sound like I don't like it, but I do. I'm just saying, like, the problems that were there, they fixed. Fuck. Yeah, the suicide bombers are a bitch. like I said, and then they took like the swinging, the web swinging, which is like the centerpiece of all Spider-Man shit, and they kicked the swinging up to like they kicked the swinging up to like level 20, man. Like the swinging is so much better. It legitimately makes it hard to go back to Spider-Man 2018. Okay? Because, like, they were really constrained with 2018 with the web swinging speeds because they were already pushing the PS4 to limit loading in the world. With Spider-Man 2, they did not have that problem. It, literally, you were web swinging like 3 times faster. Okay, so it's like, just from the start, you take off when web swing like a bullet out of hell, and then like every part, they overhauled. Like you have the wingsuit, you can glide. So, and that could have fucked up the whole thing. It didn't. You know, because, you know, like, oh, why do I need a web swing? You get a lot of speed with the wingsuit, but you can't get lift with the wingsuit, okay? So your web swing, instantly bring out the wingsuit, rocket down like a bat out of hell, web swing. And you seamlessly switch from web swinging to the wingsuit. So just that alone takes the web swinging up a notch. You know what I'm saying? Because like in Spider-Man 2018, you would dive bomb, and you can still do that. But now you fucking pull out the wingsuit and pick up velocity. You know, in Spider-Man 2018, you could hold the button and do a power jump and jump high up. Now, just like in Spider-Man the movie, Tobey Maguire, you can hold L2 and X, and he, you know, zip, and pulls and does a slingshot that launches you forward. So you can literally get to the top of the building and super slingshot yourself off. You can now drop when you go into the skydive and do a loop-de-loop around a fucking building and spring back up. You can now hold a button, the circle button, in the air and swing around buildings. So, like, say before, exactly. So before, you could dodge in the air. Now you can hold the button and go around the side of a building and swing around poles. So, like, you can go to the top of a building and web swing around a pole and fucking pick up momentum. You can now do an air dash and air jump. And that's kind of something like if you play Miles Morales, Miles could do like the Venom dash and the Venom lift. They upgraded that, so it doesn't use your focus bars anymore because that was shitty. It was like you were punished by using the air dash, and they give it to Peter except he's using the spider arms or the symbiote because obviously he doesn't have fucking electric Jesus powers. And they totally overhauled the moveset. That's like on paper what I can tell you, but like just the overall web swinging, they didn't just take Spider-Man 2018, they overhauled the whole fucking thing. So it's now better. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, so just like right away, just the web swinging is such a massive fucking improvement that it's legitimately hard to go back. Like, I love it. You know what I mean? It's fucking great, and like that's web swing is everything. So like, yeah, exactly. So not only is it the best web swinging of any Spider-Man game ever, like by far, because I mean already 2018 was, you know, great, and this puts it to shame. It is what has one of the best systems of movement in any game I've ever played. You can I literally could just sit there and roam around the city for hours because just the act of web swinging was so much fucking fun. Web swinging up high, than wingsuiting and fucking diving down like a bat out of hell. Okay, even like the water. They expanded the map to Brooklyn and Queens. Okay, so it's like now you can literally leave Manhattan, go across the bridge to Brooklyn and Queens. They basically doubled the map. So there's actually like a big-ass body of water that you have to traverse. In Spider-Man 2018, you could swim, but there's like no point to it. In Spider-Man 2, if you're coming down with a lot of speed, you will surf on the surface of water for a few seconds. So like Spider-Man will actually fucking ride the waves. And they put all these like boats and freighters and sailing ships in the bay. So even like when there's not a lot of buildings, you literally are fucking surfing water and jumping from boat to boat to boat to boat. So, you know, it's fucking awesome to literally be able to glide down with the wingsuit and then ride on top of the water. But obviously it's not like, you know, you're not Aquaman, you have to quickly jump off the water. But yeah, it's really fucking cool. And then there's like wind tunnels that you can ride that will make you go really fast with the wingsuit. And you can see them when you look around. And then there's wind tunnels that will launch you up. You know what I'm saying? So, and then like I said, Miles and Peter, they don't control the same. Peter gets the Venom suit, and he has like an entirely new set of abilities for Venom. Like they actually give him like the black suit and give him like a whole new set of abilities, and then Miles has a whole new set of abilities. And so they're not just like palette swaps of each other, you know what I'm saying? They have two totally different skill trees, stuff like that. So that's another way that they keep it varied in Spider-Man 2 is you'll play as Miles, then you'll play as Peter, then you'll play as Miles, then you'll play as Peter. So, like, now switch up. Now you have different abilities. Well, switch up. Now you know what I'm saying? So, and, like, you have the gadgets from Spider-Man. Well, some of them. You don't get all of them back. But then you also have, Peter has iron arms, like, you know, like his spider arms. And then he has symbiote power, so you have like two different skill sets just for Peter. And then for Miles, you have his regular electricity, and he gets a new type of like blue electricity. So they both have like two skill trees that are totally separate. And they have a ton of suits. Every single movie suit is in Spider-Man 2. But not only that, they now have color variations. So you'll have a suit, and it'll have 4 different alternate color variations of it. And they don't do anything like combat-wise. They look fucking cool. So it's like, you can, you know, like even Spider-Man has a suit from 2018. But now it's like, here's a black and white version. Here's a red and blue. So you have like, I think there's like there's 60 suits. Okay, I think it's about 30 each from Miles and Peter. They have different suits. So that's what I'm saying. Even suits, they have completely unique ones. But then when you take into account all the variations, there's something like 200 different suit variations. So even when it comes to the suits, there's way more shit. See, I got totally off track. I'm just trying to get back to my fast travel points so I can go back to the village. You know what I mean? And then the side activities, they could get a little bit repetitive after a while. They overhauled those. There's a lot more story-based side quests now. And you don't just do the same shit. Like, they took into account the repetition. And they've just consistently worked on making it not repetitive. You know what I mean? It's just all in all a much better game. I got Spider-Man 2 at launch. I played the fucking shit out of it. Like, I marathoned it, and I got 100% complete and got the Platinum Trophy. I enjoyed it, like, that much. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like, it's, yeah. See, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I think modern gaming's been really great. We've had a lot of great games recently, you know? And then, they're going to be doing DLC for Spider-Man 2. That got leaked. It was like a big Insomniac leak. And then, yeah, there's a lot of good games coming out. And then, I'm trying to... Do I really have to go all the way back around? Fuck. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to. Oh, well. And then... So, they're going to be doing DLC for Spider-Man 2. We don't know when that's coming out, but it got leaked. They're going to be doing a Venom game. Like, Venom's going to get his own standalone game, which is fucking awesome. And then Insomniac is doing a Wolverine game. And I'm really fucking stoked for them to do a Wolverine game. So, and then another Ratchet & Clank game is on the way also. From the leak. So, you know, we're getting another Wolverine game. Or getting a Wolverine game. We're getting a Spider-Man 2 DLC. We're getting a Venom game. Like, a new Ratchet & Clank. So, like, Insomniac is just fucking knocking it out of the park. They've pretty quickly turned into, like, one of Sony's best studios. So... Oh, yeah, no, when you get a chance, they actually leaked a prototype gameplay for Wolverine when Insomniac got hacked. I think it was about 6 months ago. It was, like, the very end of last year. Insomniac got hacked, unfortunately, and a lot of information got stolen. A prototype of Wolverine got leaked online. And the prototype is obviously a prototype. Like, it was from, you know, like a very early, like, slice of, here's what we think Wolverine will be. You know what I mean? It's obviously rough. It's nowhere near finished. Because it was an old build. They weren't able to get them a current build of Wolverine. But if you go and you can watch it online, if you watch the gameplay for Wolverine, it looks fucking incredible. It's rated M. It's the first Insomniac game that's ever been rated M. They've never done a rated M game until now. That's what people were concerned about when they were doing a Wolverine game, that they were going to make it PG. Works for Spider-Man, doesn't work for Wolverine. It's R-rated. And it's just him beating the shit out of fucking ninjas. I mean, talking about, like, slamming him on the floor, shoving his claws through their fucking throat, slamming him into the walls, jumping down with the Wolverine leap. He gets a katana stuck in his neck, pulls it out, and throws it into a fucking hand. He's fighting the hand. And it's just fucking brutal. You know what I mean? And it feels totally different from Spider-Man. It's not like, oh, this is Spider-Man, but different. And I was really impressed. Because, like I said, it's a really old build. It was like they're, like, at first, hey, here's what we think a Wolverine game should be. And it looked fucking incredible. So, like, if the actual game looked that good from a prototype, I can't wait till, you know, the actual game comes out. So, and like I said, it's like Wolverine fucking slams a ninja down on the ground and then puts his claws in their throat and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Then attacks him. Fucking, you see limbs flying. Like, it's fucking brutal. Jumps out a window. You know, you can, like, they showed him controlling the Wolverine leap. So you could just fucking tackle a dude and chuck him. Like, it looks really good. And like I said, I mean, it was so early that it was like a proof of concept, but it looked fucking incredible. So if, like, their prototype looks that good, I can't wait to see, like, the full game with, you know, PS5 fucking graphics. Amazing budget. And like I said, slight spoilers for Spider-Man 2, but there's a mission where you get to play Venom in Spider-Man 2, and it is fucking incredible. I mean, Venom is fucking pulling dudes in half, eating their fucking head, throwing them across the room like ragdoll, and it's fucking incredible. So I'm really excited to play a Venom game. Oh, hey, Steph, how's it going? How's it going, man? So, you only get to play as him for like one mission in Spider-Man 2, but it's fucking awesome. Like, it's really good. So, you know, in the actual full game, that sucks, Steph, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really looking forward to Venom getting his own full game, you know, and where he can be R-rated. You know what I'm saying? Venom is not like Spider-Man. Venom is rated fucking R. Okay, let me see. Fuck. I meant to block that. And then, you know, on top of that, Ghost of Tsushima 2 is on the way. And, like, Ghost of Tsushima, I love Ghost of Tsushima dearly, okay? Ghost of Tsushima is, like, literally in my top 3 games of all time, okay? Like, I fucking love that game. I love Ghost. And Ghost of Tsushima graphics blew me away, okay? I honestly think, to this day, it's probably the best-looking PS4 game ever. Like, I remember playing Ghost for the first time and being fucking astounded by the graphics in that game and what it accomplished on PS4. And it still looks great. Like, it came out 4 years ago, which is crazy how time flies. Ghost is still one of the best-looking games ever made. So, we know for a fact that they're making Ghost 2 for PS5. Okay? So, if Ghost looks fucking amazing, if Ghost is 4 years later and Ghost still looks awesome, I can't even begin to imagine how good Ghost 2 is going to look made from the ground up for PS5. It's going to be fucking jaw-dropping. Because, you know, like I said, it's one of the prettiest, you know, Ghost is still one of the prettiest games 4 years later. So, you know, and it's a PS4 game. So, like, you know, in Sucker Punch, I love Sucker Punch. Sly Cooper, Infamous, they've always pushed the most out of Sony systems, okay? So, when they release Ghost 2, it is going to fucking push the PS5 hard. See, I love this game, but this is definitely where the fuck you go game. It's released to get lost. Oh, man. How long shit happens. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, even then, man, Last of Us 3 is in development right now for PS5. It was basically leaked. The script is already done. According to Neil Druckmann, he said the script's already done. That already basically confirmed it for me, because if you know anything about game development, a script for a game like The Last of Us 3 is going to be like 5,000 pages long, like no joke. So they wouldn't make the script for a game they're not going to make. It's not like we wrote a draft. He wrote the complete script. But it basically leaked that it's in full production and they're casting the game right now. So it's not going to be out for a couple years. But Last of Us 3 is already well into development, okay? And you know, Naughty Dog always delivers graphically. Like, fucking always. Okay, if there's a PlayStation system, Naughty Dog is going to make the most out of the graphics. Crash Bandicoot on PS1, Jak and Daxter on PS2, Uncharted on PS3, Last of Us, and Uncharted on PS4. Uncharted 4 still looks great. So, you know, when Naughty Dog gets around to releasing Last of Us 3, it's gonna look fucking insane. I know there's a lot of people that hate on The Last of Us 2. which I'm not going to go into that whole fucking kettle of fish because we'll be here all day. I've already said I have complicated feelings about it. I love The Last of Us 2, but I do think it makes a lot of mistakes. It's uneven. When Last of Us 2 is at its best, it's better than the first game, but it's, like, uneven. You know what I mean? Like, with The Last of Us 1, they were doing a normal idea. That was great because of the execution. Like, if you look at Last of Us on paper, it didn't do anything it wasn't done before. You know what I'm saying? It was the execution. It was just such a great idea. With The Last of Us 2, they got a lot more ambitious with the idea of having like two casts, two sides, two story, but it was more uneven because of that. That makes sense. So it's like where Last of Us 2 is better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if you don't like the story, the gameplay in Last of Us 2 is great. And you know, the graphics are fucking awesome. Like I said, even people who hate The Last of Us 2 cannot say it is not a gorgeous game. It is fucking gorgeous game. Okay? And it pushed the PS4 to the fucking limit. So, you know, The Last of Us 3 on PS5 is going to look fucking insane. Or, you know, I mean, whatever Naughty Dog does. Because there is definitely a chance that they'll release something else first. You know what I mean? They could have another Uncharted game. We know that The Last of Us is in development, the third one, but we don't know if it's going to be their next game. Naughty Dog has several games in development at a certain time, so we could get another Uncharted before Last of Us 3. Or they said they're working on a new single-player IP, so whatever the fuck that is. But you know, whatever game Naughty Dog releases is going to look fucking absurd graphically. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Naughty Dog. They have always been among the prettiest games on whatever generation they were in. Jak and Daxter, Crash Bandicoot, Uncharted, they've always been the prettiest Sony games. So, there we go. I was trying to... Fuck. Yeah. I got rid of that one dude, okay. Here we go. Now finally I'm back on the right track. Got distracted, but yeah. Like I said, so, you know... I hear a lot of people in my life sitting there saying, well, modern games suck. Like, I have one dude in my chat, I love him, Max. You know, he's a great guy, but he's just like, modern games suck. Yeah, the game is massive. Like, you have no idea. This is like 34% of the map. This game is massive. But, you know, I love Max. He's a friend of mine. You get icons that tell you have a map, shows you, thankfully, for one. And then you have waypoints and stuff. There are ways to help you, you know. You can set markers on the map, stuff like that. So, it is easy to get lost, though. But that, honestly, is kind of par for the course for Metroidvania games. Like, in all honesty. They are, you know, one of those where the fuck do I go kind of games. Which is why you see me checking the map every 5 fucking seconds.
Now I shall enhance the vital light within thee.
Health upgrade! Oh, okay, that was actually a noticeable increase.
I shall wait for thee to bring me more chalices. Bring me more. Bring me chalices.
Yeah, no, I do too. But like, that is, there is a point in every Metroidvania game where you're gonna be like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? Like, that's like a sad. That's just the name of the game. You know what I mean? Like, see, in Blasphemous 1, you had the town at the start of the game, but it was literally just like one building, the Albaro, that one like multi-tier place, and that was it. This, you have an actual main fucking town with tons of building and characters and merchants and shit. So that's what I'm saying. In like every way, this is leaps and bounds of the original Blasphemous. Okay, that's a massive elevator. Hold on, let me see what's up here first. Like, this whole village is filled with all these areas. And I have no idea. This is a ladder taking me up. I have no idea where, or elevator. No idea where this is going to take me. Okay, so I ride an elevator to ride another elevator. Oh, shit. Okay, this is the top floor. See, I couldn't get here. Boom, see? Boom. That's fucking dope. Oh, shit, a treasure chest. The ecstatic... Oh, it's a loot. Yeah, I agree. Music is always really great in these games. Actually, you know what? I got some stuff, so I'm gonna talk to this fucker.
Pray.
I just got a new statue. There's like a new thing they added in this game. Oh shit, actually that's really good.
The altarpiece on your back now has more capacity. Here, I will wait.
Sweet, increases the stun power of my attacks. Fuck you. See, like, this whole system was not in the original game. It's been totally changed.
May the hat.
So, like, you still have the rosary beads, but now, you have this whole, like, upgrade system on top. And then chants, you now have 2 chants that you can use, quick verses and chants. So, like, in every way possible, they have taken what the first Blasphemous did. Like, hey, we're gonna fucking run with this. I mean, you hope that any sequel is better than the original, but, like, Blasphemous 2 is, like, leaps and bounds better than the first game. Like, it's a huge fucking improvement.
Blessed are we, feast your eye. We have prayed.
Like this, and each weapon has a unique thing. Like this weapon has a blood meter, but you buff it. But the blood meter is like built off a frenzy. And then the hammer. No, I have not actually. I'll have to look into it. The hammer, it built up like fervor, which is your abilities, but you can light it on fire. You can't parry it with the hammer, but you light it on fire to buff it. And then the rapiers, if you attack without getting damaged, you build up lightning in the rapiers, but only as long as you go undamaged. So like each of the weapons has their own shit, unique playstyles, and their own upgrade tree. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, yeah, let's get this. Boom. You know what? Let's go up this way. I haven't explored the map up here, so fuck it. Let's do it. Yeah, man. I'll see you later. Good having you. Ah, fuck, here we go. Man, I barely fucking survived that. Holy shit. Shit. You know, I died, but I ultimately got what I needed. Fuck, I didn't rest at the checkpoint. Son of a whore. Okay, let's try this again.
It pleases, behold. You are is it not beautiful? So be it. The sack now go.
Viewpoint. Here among
Fuck, I made it. So good. Oh, sweet, that's cool. Oh. Never mind.
This crown of majestic buildings was built to study the awe-inspiring glow, but hinted at the shape of a basilica once witnessed by fervent worshippers. No one has ever laid... The miracle bestows its blessing upon us all by revealing to us what has long been hidden, invisible, and out of bounds. Cast your eyes upon our shop window. We have no more item trade. Come.